Show me me. Show me why I'm reacting the way that I am. Sometimes it'll go back to when you were 6 years old and your parents stood up. Sometimes it will be certain issues that come up in your life and that person is behaving in a way that triggers you. You might have been in ministry for decades. Don't tell me that you can't still get more healing from God and that there's certain issues that come up that might trigger things. But when you know yourself and God says, this is about that. This is about rejection. This is about fear. This is about inferiority. This is about feeling like, oh, I'm just not up to this. I'll let you in on a secret, especially you young people. I'll let you in on a secret. When you're feeling like, oh, I don't fit in, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, people only like me because I'm good at sport. That's an Australian, you're good at sport, it's alright, nothing else matters. The secret is, everybody feels that. You think everybody else has got it together? You think all the cool girls at school who got it all together and their hair's done and they got the nails done and you know what I mean? What's that, you got a boyfriend yet? They're just as insecure. It's no different to prison. Being in prison was like being trapped with grade 9. All those nasty girls, I found them again. Oh, here's where you went. Because when you get damaged, it kind of keeps that part of your emotion that age. And when your marriage is in trouble, and you're thinking, he doesn't really love me, he never really did. Really, maybe you're going back to when you were 15 and somebody else that you met. That happened in my marriage. In about the 5th year, we nearly lost it. And I had to get work through all that stuff. You have resources here, church. Don't go thinking, well, I don't need to go and get help because I'm the helper. Shame on you for your pride. You have a responsibility to your ministry to get well. You have a responsibility to your family to get well, to get strong, to draw on those things that will equip you to get back on the mission field and do what you are called to do. If you're too busy, you're too busy. If you're too busy, you have weak boundaries. Oh, geez, she's tough. Am I being a bit too harsh here? No? It's just, what you are doing is cutting edge. I'm normally a lot gentler, but for you guys this is critical. Whatever you go through, you have got to go through it well. My children were affected. We might go to, let's see, keep going. Okay. All things work together. Let's keep going, next one. You know these verses. That's what yeah. That was my room. And sometimes I shared it with another mattress on the floor. Let's go to the next one. This is what I stuck to. Because he has set his love upon me, therefore I will deliver him. I will set him on high because he has known my name. He shall call upon me and I will answer him. Next verse. I will be with her in trouble. I will deliver Trish and honour her. With long life I will satisfy Trish and show her my salvation. You can pray those scriptures for yourself and have God deliver you, honour you, and build into you, into your fruit. It's a living word, like the worship is a prayer. It's real and it's living. My children were affected. And I had to get well because if I didn't, I would poison the next generation. What are you doing for the next generation in your home? They're supposed to go further than you. That only happens when you are fair income with your faith. and you include them. Your busyness, everything that happens, will expand to fit your capacity. You must be in control of what you allow to expand. If you allocate half a day to cleaning out your garage, it will take half a day. If you allocate 2 hours, it will take 2 hours. The work will always be there. Pressing into God, focus on what you need to do so that you have room to strengthen yourself and your family. Today, the Lord has healed me. And out of those lessons, I've written 3 books. 2 of them are for business, and they're outreach books on finance and personal development, how to strike it forward in finance and romance. Mine wasn't a romance, but it was. One's for women and one's gender neutral. What I would like to do for you today is, I'm not selling anything. I haven't got a stall at the back of the room to sell you stuff. While I was in prison, I recorded everything. God impressed upon me to record everything that happened. So I used letters and journal entries. The journal entries were for things that I couldn't put in letters because the officers read them. A year after I came home, it was my husband who said, it's time for you to put it together. And so I created a book made up of my letters and journal entries of what I went through, what God spoke to me about. These are real stories. This is not 100 years ago in the jungles of Africa, as much as I'm impressed by that and I love that and it inspires me. This is today. This is real people today. What I would like to do is give this. It'll have to be in ebook form, if that's all right, PDF. I've got a slide with my email. If you would like to write down my email, I will send it to you. Can you read that? It's trish@trishjenkins.com.au, and my website is trishjenkinsfaith.com. That makes it sound Christian, because I've got a secular website for business that is trishjenkins.com.au, but this one I've put faith in there so that you can have a look at that one. Can you write that down? If you send me an email, I will email you my book. Pastor Judy's, you finished it? Great, and I'm still allowed up here? That's great. It will show you keys that will help you on the mission field and with your family. I'm going to write another one because it's been 5 years now, and God has done a lot of work in my life since then. I want to encourage you. It is worth it. It is worth it when you go through it the way you believe God would have you go through it. And sometimes you might need to challenge yourself about what do you believe about how to go through this, because what used to work doesn't work now. Be open. Nothing matters more than the person in front of you, reaching them for Christ. But to do that, you've got to be whole. Well, none of us are quite there, but you've got to be on that journey of focusing on them. You know, you can be right, you can have all your doctrine lined up, you can have all your snappy sayings, you can be right, or you can be effective and reach that person. And when you go out today, no matter how old you are, whatever denomination you're from, whatever you're doing, it's Christ in you, the hope of glory. Christ in you. You know what? A man with an experience is never at the mercy of a man with an argument. I didn't say that, that was Clark Taylor. Your experience, what God does in you, that's for them.